This summer, I attempted something I had never done before, and that was to do a solo multi-day self-supported hike. The Beacons Way is a 99-mile route that runs the length of the Abergavenny National Park, also known as the Brecon Beacons, and it was the most mentally and physically challenging thing I have ever done. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to complete it, and I'm here to tell you why and what I would do differently next time. So follow me on my adventure, and I hope you enjoy. I'm off. I'm officially on the Beacons Way, and it's going to take approximately 8 days. It's roughly 100 miles. Feeling quite anxious about it because I've not done anything like this before. Here we are, giving it a go. So I have plenty of time. I booked a week off work. The weather is pretty good so far. It's really humid. Yeah, really excited. Let's go! I've just reached Skirrid car park, and it's just all up from here now. I've already reached nearly 4 miles since I left the station. I'm doing okay. My mouth is so dry. Could really do with a nice cold fizzy drink. Oh my god. I'm dying. Oh, sweating. Look at my arms. So sweaty. What a view. That was a tough climb. I feel like I'm running out of water already, and my face is so red. I've just come off the Skirrid summit. There were too many people on there for a photo. It felt really awkward, so I just carried on walking. But I've just come off the mountain and I have no idea where I'm going. Basically want to head in that direction. The yellow post down there, which I think is the Beacons Way, I think. But thank God for my walking poles, because it's actually quite steep. But I think I've come off the wrong way. I just want to push on anyway, because I want to camp before it gets dark. Oh, I need more water. So I've just come down from the Skirrid Fawr. Probably just took the really awkward route. But you can see it just behind me. I just have to make things awkward for myself. I really need a wee. And I can't be bothered taking my bag off to put it back on again because it's so heavy. Really hoping I cross a stream or something so I can fill up my bottle. And hopefully I'm in the right direction to Llantony Priory before the black cloud descends. The weather forecast said it wasn't going to rain today, but this is Wales. I don't believe the weather anymore. Oh, that's a good sign. Hello. You didn't take any notice of me just now. Hello. Oh, you're friendly. I'm bumping. So far, I must say, I'm actually really impressed with the path so far. Apart from the stiles, they suck because they're not suitable for dogs. But I'd seen people say that it wasn't signposted and you would have to be competent at using a map. But so far, it's all been signposted, which is really cool, which means I don't have to keep draining my battery to look at the map. I've got lots of maps on me. I've got my phone and I've got a book and I've got a printed map. At least I know I'm on the right path. They obviously upgraded by putting gates in. So it just makes it easier in future for people who are dog walkers. I hate stiles. It just makes it so difficult for the dogs. I'm actually really impressed with this. Hello, cows. Most of them are lying down. Does that mean they know it's going to rain? I don't mind cows too much. It's only when I'm with the dog I can get a bit nervous because cattle don't like dogs. But these ones have got some lovely sharp horns. They all seem pretty docile at the moment. I got headbutted by a bull recently in the arse. It hurt. It took me by surprise. Started circling me. So I tried to get out the circle, and as I turned my back, one of them headbutted me full on in the arse. So it's 4:20 now, and I've been walking for 3 hours. As long as I'm pitched up by 8 o'clock, I should be okay. I really don't want to pitch my tent in the dark. The guidebook recommends that the first day is spent 6 hours walking. Oh God, I got a really dry mouth. Well, I just really want a can of Coke. I'm getting so sick of styles. My legs are turning to jelly and I'm really struggling to get over them, and some of them are in really bad condition and they're really wobbly, so it's really scary when you've got a gigantic backpack on. So I stopped in for a quick drink. I finally got my Coke, so I went to the Skirrid Inn. I've wanted to go there for ages, but it was only a flying visit, but they kindly filled my water bottle for me. I've definitely slowed down now. It's 5:30 now. Still got another couple of hours of daylight. It just looks really gloomy in the background. So I'm on Hatterall Hill now. I wanted a photo by the trig point, but there were people hogging it again. So I quickly walked past. Sun's going down now. I still got quite a way to get to Llantony Priory. I feel like it's just been nothing but incline the whole way, and my shoulders are really hurting now. I was doing so well and I just cocked up. I was faffing too much with my watch because the battery was running low, and I've completely missed my turn in, and now I'm gonna have to completely backtrack on myself. So pissed off. The minute I just don't look at my map, I can see the Priory. It's all the way over there in the distance. I can see it. I feel like I should probably camp up. Oh, I don't know. I wanted to be near water so I could fill up. Right, it's 7:15. I could carry on. I found quite a nice little spot to camp in, and I can see the Priory from here. I am a bit gutted I didn't reach it today because I wanted to go that little bit further. It's fine. I'm knackered. My shoulders are hurting, so I'm going to pitch up here. It's quite a nice little spot. I am covered as well, so I'm off the path. I don't think anyone's going to be able to see me be here. It is on a slight incline. I can deal with that as long as I'm covered, but I want to be up and early as well. Right, let's get pitching. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's really rocky and I'm struggling to put the pegs in. I think I've made the right decision because I can see in the distance a rain cloud looks like it's coming. So for the next 8 days, approximately, I'm going to be tackling the Beacons Way. It's something I've actually wanted to do for quite a while. Well, it was in the calendar for months. It came down to it. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. I felt like I didn't have the confidence. In the end, I ended up deciding, yes, I do want to do it. I'll give it a go because I won't know unless I try. And I ended up picking up this really fantastic guide. It was only £3 in the visitor centre, and it's a really easy to read, straight to the point OS map. I do actually have the route already on my phone, but it's always good to have a backup just in case. I've never done anything like this before. So far it's gone well, other than the fact I took a wrong turn earlier, but it was really minor. It wasn't that I was lost. I got distracted. I'm actually gonna go to bed now. 10 to 9. I'm so sore. Otherwise I'm just gonna sit here. I didn't bring a book with me. I don't like to read, so I'll scroll on my phone while I'm out doing wild camping. As lovely as this view is, it's getting cold, and I just want to get into the sleeping bag now and just get warm. That is end of day 1, and then on to day 2.
Morning. I did not sleep very well at all last night, which is really frustrating because there was not a breath of wind in the air. It was dead silent. I just couldn't get comfortable, and it's not even like I was cold, and my pillow kept slipping all over the place. My bed has completely slipped down the other end, though. I knew I pitched on an incline, but I didn't realize it was going to be that bad. So I spent most of last night trying to push myself back up, and I think for the first night I was probably just a bit anxious about where I was sleeping, and don't think I nodded off till about maybe 3 in the morning. I did eventually because I had some really strange dreams, and there was also music blaring in the background for like all night. I don't know if Green Man Festival is on or something, but there was definitely some drum and bass music or something going on in the distance. I'm sure the resident crow really wants to kill me because it's just been circling going wow, wow, for bloody ages. Can you hear it? Oh, it's actually a really beautiful morning. That's really nice to wake up to.
Okay, I'm back on track. That wasn't too bad. My shoulders are still a bit achy. I'm happy. It was a lovely sunny morning. A bit breezy. It's all good. I'm watered. I'm fed. Just had to stop for a rest. Those inclines have been an absolute killer. Really struggling with the weight at the moment from my bag, and just really slow going uphill. But it's so peaceful and really tranquil, and it's really beautiful around here. I'm not really familiar with this area, but it's really hot today. I'm not complaining. It's really nice. I'm really happy it's not raining. But I just thought I'd stop and have a break right next to this lovely little stream. So I've just filled up my water bottle. So I bought one of those filter bottles, so you can just basically fill up your bottle anywhere and it will filter it. So hopefully it works. I was quite lucky. I managed to fill up my bottle at the Llantoni Priory. They had a tap outside, so I filled up my bottle there. Right. I am absolutely dripping in sweat. Okay. On we go. It's only day 2 and this is so physically draining. My back, these hills. Oh my god, I've just had to have a sit down and admire where I've come from. To be honest, I've completely lost my bearings. Somewhere over there. The view is very pretty and the breeze is much needed. I really hope my battery lasts for this trip. I'm on mile 12 now and my body is really feeling it. I love it when landowners make it really clear where the path goes through their house. I just walked past this house and they'd even mown a patch of grass for the path, and then they've even put an arrow made out of stones. So that was really sweet. Why can't all landowners be like that? So far it's actually been really easy to follow, and it's just really nice seeing the landowners embracing the beacon's way. There are stretches where you don't see a signpost for ages. This place is so idyllic. If it wasn't for the fact that it's not even 3 o'clock yet, I probably would pitch here. I'm gonna fill up my water bottle now, and I haven't seen any running water for ages. Look at this place. I could easily hide in a corner somewhere, but yeah. Such a shame I didn't have the energy to go up over Table Mountain. I just don't have it in me, so I've passed that one. I'll go up again one day, just not on this hike. I have no bloody clue where I'm going now. The map said to turn off left, but I've just gone down there and there's a blocked entrance, and then it's just all dry stone wall along here. It's really confusing. And then when I looked at the map, it showed that I was going off route. What was that? Was that left? Oh, this looks it. What the bloody hell is this? I have no idea if this is the path. There we go. That's more like it. I finally see the Beacon's Way sign, so I can relax now. I'm back on the road. Crick Howell is in sight. Unfortunately for me, I'm gonna have to carry on walking because there's gonna be nowhere for me to stay. In the guidebook, it was supposed to be the end of day 2, but because I'm gonna try and wild camp as much as I can, I'm gonna have to carry on walking into day 3 to find somewhere to pitch. My energy levels they're just gone. Everything hurts, everything aches. I'm tired. I haven't even peed since I left camp this morning, and I've been guzzling water like no tomorrow. I've obviously sweated a lot, and I'm just obviously dehydrated. Can't wait to pitch now. Right, I finally set up camp. It's not the best. Yeah, I prefer yesterday's camp, to be honest. I just felt like I was completely in the middle of nowhere and no one was going to see me. Whereas here, I'm on a hill that I just feel like someone's going to find me. Even though I'm surrounded by bracken, I'm also camped on a bit of a skewiff. And I also hear screaming. I don't know where that came from. And there's a festival going on. It's okay, I've got earplugs. That's probably what I heard last night with the music blaring. At least I get a free festival, I guess. I got desperate. I really needed to set up camp, and I just fought through the bracken just to find somewhere, to be honest. It wasn't particularly what I had in mind, but just my back and my neck is so sore. It's fine, it'll do for the night. Ready for bed. I know it's really early. I think it's only about 8 o'clock and it's really light outside, but I don't care. I'm so tired. I had bugger all sleep last night, so I'm gonna at least try and get some sleep. Good night. Morning. I actually slept quite well, sort of, last night. The festival was going on till about 2 in the morning. But I did actually manage to get some sleep, and I kept rolling on the side of my tent. I've already started packing away, and I kept putting my phone on snooze this morning because I was just so tired and I really didn't want to get up. But it's about 20 to 8. I don't want to overstay my welcome here, just in case the morning dog walkers are out. Yeah, it's a bit of a foggy, gloomy morning. The tent is absolutely soaking as well, like a lot of condensation, but there's no wind. It's all good. It's just the packing away is so tiring. Such a faff. Giving myself a little wet wipe bath. Everything just feels really sticky and really disgusting. I'm looking forward to actually getting to the central beacons because it's where I feel more at home, I guess, because I don't live that far from the central beacons. Abergavenny is beautiful.
like the eastern side of the Brecon Beacons is lovely, it is very pretty. I'm looking forward to exploring the western side of the beacons because that's going to be more rugged and more rural, and it's going to be more challenging, but I don't think I'll have any problem trying to find somewhere to pitch either, whereas I still feel here I'm so close to civilization. So yeah, I'm going to get packing now. I've decided to skip breakfast. The rain's coming in now. I should have done it while I was in my tent, but I just wanted to get packed up and it seemed clear for a bit. But yeah, the rain started coming in. My biggest issue now is fight through all this bracken, get back onto the path, because it was an absolute nightmare getting up here yesterday. Yeah, and that wasn't fun, and that was pretty steep. I'll probably have breakfast a bit later when it's hopefully stopped raining. I haven't even checked the weather because I don't want to disappoint myself. Right, I'm back on track. That was a mission and a half. Oh my god, I actually got a bit nervous trying to get through all that bracken because I got completely lost. It was just really steep and just really wet. So if the sound is really bad, it's because I've had to take the mic off because it's not waterproof. Or you can only apologise. Right, on we go. It's a bit overgrown. Feels like this path hasn't been used in a while. I just had to take another rest. Oh my god. Sorry I haven't filmed much today. I've already been walking for 3 hours 40 and I'm so tired. I feel really weak today, but it's probably because I haven't eaten a lot, but I've also really lost my appetite. I tried to eat a cereal bar and I just gagged on it. I just can't eat anything at the moment. I've just had to climb this monstrosity of a hill, so steep. And I'm just going really slow today. It doesn't matter because I did further yesterday than I was planning to. As long as I get to Llangadog today, I'll be okay. It's like really warm, but it's like spitting with rain. Hot and sweaty. My hair's falling apart. It keeps getting caught in bracken. Just 5 more minutes. Finally made it to Llangadog Bridge. Such a relief. I am going to carry on a bit further, but I just came here just to fill up my water bottle as well. It took me ages just to cross the bridge because it's so narrow that there's always a backlog of cars every time you drive over it, and I've driven over it quite a few times and it's quite sketchy. I'm always worried I'm going to scratch my car on the side of the bridge. Just need to have a stretch as well, to rest my legs for a bit. It's so pretty here. I've been swimming here before. I think this is the Usk River and there's a walk that goes along it. Yeah, I went swimming in there a couple of years ago, which was really cool. It's quite nice to see the beacons where it goes over the canal. I've done paddle boarding on this before. It's just nice to be somewhere you're familiar with. And it's really scenic and it's nice. No incline, just nice and flat. I'm so done with inclines. But I stopped off the shop and I got my fizzy drink. Yeah, it was nice to just stop for a bit and not feel bad for stopping. That's the problem. I've been feeling really guilty every time I've stopped. It's nice, I'm taking it slow today. Made it to Talybont Reservoir. I don't know how I've still been able to keep walking, to be honest. Everything hurts. I know I keep moaning. The scenery is very pretty and it was sunny earlier and now the rain is back. If I would have gone up there, I think I might have died or cried a little. Sod that for a game of soldiers. But I'm gonna sit here for a minute. I feel like my whole video is just about me having breaks. But I'm gonna just sit down for a minute and admire the view. Morning. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually feeling quite deflated today. This weather has really got to me. I thought I was really prepared for it. All my stuff was in waterproof bags, but of course some of them obviously are waterproof enough, so my electronics got wet. I had about 5 power banks with me. 2 of them completely empty. Now the charging cable's not working. I've only got one power bank left that's actually working now that I can charge my phone with. That's the main thing. If I can't charge my GoPro, then so be it. I just pitched under some trees last night just off the Taff Trail. To be honest, I was just feeling so wet and miserable, absolutely soaked through. I just didn't bother eating. I just got into my comfies and then just went straight to bed, really. I think I put my head down about 7:30. I couldn't physically go on any further. My feet were really hurting and the rain was just coming down too heavy. Yeah, I was hoping to make it to Llyn waterfalls, which isn't too far away. I just don't want to move because it's so wet outside. I'm hoping it's going to clear by this afternoon at least, so I can actually climb Pen y Fan. That's my goal for today. In fact, I'm way ahead of schedule according to the guidebook. I just succumbed to eating cold beans and sausages from a pack because I just can't be bothered to get the jet boil on and just sit in the rain, feeling so demotivated. Started having doubts last night. Rob was offering to come and get me if there were any issues, but I'm trying to push through, but that doubt is creeping in whether or not I can do this. I'll give it a go at least. It sounds like the rain is sort of stopping. Yeah. So I camped in this gorgeous little wooded spot last night. It's very pretty and it was very, very quiet, other than the wildlife waking me up. But it was on a slight incline, unfortunately, again, so I slid down the end of my tent most of the night. I was hoping the trees might shelter me a bit, but it hasn't. The resident owl was going off all night and he kept coming closer and closer, and there was definitely something sniffing around my tent last night. Yeah, I could hear footsteps. I wasn't worried. I don't think it was anyone. I think if anyone was walking through here, they'd have to have a torch anyway. So I heard something squealing as well. I don't know if it was a fox. Oh, I can hear people now. I better get packed away. Well, I don't know how, but I seem to have missed a turn in somewhere. The Beacons Way is actually further down there, but I'm not clambering through all the trees just to get to it. I'm on the Taff Trail now, but both paths go alongside each other, so I just follow this to the end and then rejoin the Beacons Way. This is so muddy. But I also woke up to a herd of cows around my tent. Oops, I didn't realise the cows were wandering around there. They were more scared of me. That's the climb I've been dreading. I know it's been really tough so far, but this one I've really struggled with before. I did it last year and I thought I was going to keel over. I'm going to have to delayer them before I climb because I know I'm going to get really hot and I'm going to go through my water like no tomorrow. I'm taking my time with this one. I'm going to be really slow. I just delayered and I found 5 slugs inside my coat. It made me feel really queasy. I did it. I finally made it. I had to have lots of breaks, but I did it very slowly. That is so beautiful. It's nice to be up here with some sunshine for a change. I know everyone goes on about Pen y Fan being the most common and popular place to go, but I still think this area is my favourite. It's so beautiful. So I've just done Pen y Fan. That was a killer. I don't care what anyone else says. It's still a hard walk. And I've done it many, many times before. My feet are still soaking wet from yesterday and they're really hurting. But I also really want to get some more mileage in because I spent way too long doing that walk today. I've been walking for 7 hours and the guidebook said it was supposed to do 8 hours from Llangadog to the Story Arms today.
But of course I kept walking yesterday. I managed to cut pretty much most of that walk in half. It is so busy up there today, and there were people going up in like t-shirts and trainers, whereas I just looked a bit overdressed. But if only they knew. Only one guy asked me how long had I been hiking for, and he was lovely. We got chatting and he said he did the Cape Wrath Trail in Scotland. Unfortunately for me, I can't hold a conversation when I'm going uphill. It's nice that people recognising it though. Lots of people heard about the Beacons Way but never done it. If you want a challenge, then do the Beacons Way. It's one bloody big challenge. I can't believe the distance I've covered today. I've literally climbed from over there. Oh, my arm's so weak I can't even point. Yeah, I've come from Penyban and Corndy. I'm trying to find somewhere to pitch up now. There's nowhere flat and I feel like I'm just going to carry on walking for ages. I should have pitched down there really. Let's keep going. Okay, I'm all pitched up. I think for the sake of my sanity and my feet and just my body in general, I've pitched up here, which is not a bad spot. Look at this view. Ignore the fact that my tent's on a bit of a skewer. There's a lot of bilberry bushes in the way and I couldn't get around that. It's quite tight, but I get the feeling someone's already wild camped here because the ground was quite flat and there's some leftover food. But also they took a dump in the bush and left a tissue, and I've just put a bag on it. If I had known that, I probably would have moved a bit further that way, the other way. I'm pitched up now, so hopefully my tent can dry out now and my stuff. I'm gonna hang them out to dry for a bit. Oh, what a morning to wake up to. Oh, go ahead. Oops. I definitely slept so much better last night. I had my earplugs in. It was a bit windy. I was actually really cozy. 7 o'clock. Yeah, I won't hang around too long. I'm gonna hopefully do a lot more mileage today. It's beautiful. Right, I'm on the move again, and as always, remember, leave no trace. I've just left flat grass and that's about it really. This was a perfect spot. I really like this one. Probably the best one yet, I think. On we go before the rain kicks in. It's so easy to lose your way out this way. The Western Beacons is more rugged and just barren land. And there's no signs. I haven't seen a Beacons Way sign for ages. Probably since I left Talybont. This part really does require navigation, and I've just come off the path without realising because I was following another path that seemed quite clear, and I realised I was completely off track, so I've just had to climb a hill to get back on track. It's such a shame. It was really well signposted on the eastern side. I was using my stick, so I thought, oh great, this seems safe, and I put my foot in the one place that was deep. Oh, the joys of hill walking.
The village of Penwyllt thrived during the Industrial Revolution in South Wales, but it gradually declined until it was eventually abandoned. Today, visitors can observe remnants of brick structures, quarry sites, old tram roads, and a row of terrace cottages near the car park. These cottages, once home to workers and their families, now serve as the headquarters for the South Wales Caving Club, offering accommodation for club members and visiting cavers.
So I'm approaching Corrigan North. I feel quite emotional, really. I only live 20-25 minutes away. It's really hard to not say, Rob, come and pick me up. I'm just so close to home, and then I'm going to be walking further and further away. I was hoping me and Rob could meet up on the route, but I'm not sure if it's going to work out with the timings with work. It's really tough, and the weather's not on my side today. I think it's Pickers-Dee that I've got to go over, and Summit is all like surrounded with black clouds, and the wind's been pretty bad. But there is another option to skirt around the edge of it, where you go past Llyn y Fan Fawr and Llyn y Fan Fawr. I'm going to decide the closer I get there and see how I feel and whether I'm confident enough to go up. I have been up there before in bad weather and it wasn't fun, but I had people with me, so I felt, I suppose, safer, and I don't really want to do it on my own. It's such a shame because like right ahead of me is clear, just the right hand side of me is not. I'm just hoping there's a cafe open so I can grab a can. I really want a fizzy drink again. I couldn't get my bag through the cemetery gate, so I'm just walking around the road instead. But this is where I need to make a decision now about whether or not I go up Abergavenny and Pickers-Dee or skirt around the edge. So I've just been chatting to a ranger and he said it is quite clearly marked up there, or the path even. The weather does look okay, so I think I'm going to risk it. I think I'm going to go over the top. Wish me luck. God knows why I'm doing this. Oh my god, this bastard climb. This is really hard. I've done it before and it was tough, and it's still tough. It's just worse with a backpack. I don't know why I chose to summit, but look at the view. I've already had 2 sit-downs on this hill. This is physically exhausting. The weather came in pretty bad. I made the wrong decision. I'm literally right on the edge of the mountain. It's really bad up here. It's really windy, really rainy, and I can't see in front of me.
So you may be wondering why the abrupt ending, and that is because I had to bail on the Beacons Way. Although I'm extremely disappointed, I don't regret it at all. I think I made the best decision was to bail when I did. It was a stupid decision to summit, and in hindsight I really should have just set up camp at the bottom. Because I still had about 4 hours left of daylight, and I decided that being stubborn I was going to carry on, which turned out to be a bit of a disaster. As soon as I got to the summit, I couldn't see anything in front of me. It was really windy, the rain was coming in hard. Where I could see the narrow path, it was really close to the edge of the mountain, and it was just getting too dangerous. So in this guidebook there are 2 alternative paths. So there's one that goes up over the summit, so you go up to Llangadog and Pickers-Dee, and the alternative path for the bad weather goes around the lakes, which is Llyn y Fan Fawr and Llyn y Fan Fawr. That's what I should have done. I remember climbing up to Pickers-Dee and just crying my eyes out. I couldn't take any more inclines. My body had given up at that point. Luckily, my works phone was still working. Not only did my personal phone run out of battery, everything was absolutely soaked. I only had 1 power bank left working. I was absolutely drenched, so I quickly text Rob to say that I'd given up and I needed to be picked up. He did, in all fairness, he did come straight to me, picked me up at the car park, and I saw Rob and the dogs come around the corner. Was just a massive relief. I was so pleased to see them. I just burst into tears, gave Rob a hug, and Rob, being Rob, his typical self, just said, don't be silly. But I didn't care. I just really needed to go home. We walked back to the car and I just stripped everything off. And I mean, like, everything down to my underwear. I was just soaked to the bone. I was freezing cold. I would have been really stupid if I decided to carry on. I'm also incredibly lucky that I still had Rob tracking my location as well. For future reference, I really do need to check maybe an app that shows the weather forecast just for mountains. I was just checking the BBC weather, which was probably the worst thing I could have done. It was showing heavy rain, but it wasn't due until later that night. So I think it was around 5-6 o'clock when I started climbing, and straight away the weather turned really bad. I refused to come back down after that really long slog of a hill. I am so glad I had OS maps on my phone, because if I didn't have any sort of navigation at all up there, I would have just felt like I was going around in circles, because everything up there just looked exactly the same. Even though I could see on my map I was going the right way, it was really disorientating. And I also found out that day that mountain rescue had also been called up on the same mountain to rescue a family who had also got lost up there, because I was trying to keep an eye out for the reservoir and I couldn't see it at all. It was only when I was pretty much yards in front of it that I realised I was back down by the reservoir. The visibility was so poor and I put myself in a really dangerous position, which was so silly. I wouldn't have been due very good weather anyway for the next couple of nights, or well, even the next day, because I was hoping to just only camp for one more night. When I got home and I took all my stuff out the bag, it turns out that my waterproof bags were no longer waterproof. They were probably really old, and I really should have just put everything into separate dry bags. And this is another reason why I'm glad I finished when I did, because I wondered why I was struggling so much to eat, and I'd completely lost my appetite, and I ended up dropping half a stone while I was on this hike. Well, it turns out I came down with norovirus the day I got back. Which was not pretty. It was horrendous. My partner had it as well, and my family had it. I was ill for about a week. Again, I lost half a stone. From start to where I finished, I'd covered about 75 miles. So I roughly have about 24 miles left to do. Me and Rob are going to do that on a day when it's clear. We're going to just do it in one go. I'm going to enjoy that day rather than stress about where I'm going to camp and just have the company. I don't regret doing this hike. It was the most rewarding thing I've ever done. It was the most challenging thing I've ever done. It was such a fantastic experience. I'm really proud of myself for giving it a go. The views were fantastic, but really the hike needs to be done over 8 to 10 days, and I was aiming to do it in 6, which wasn't my intention in the first place, but because I was just doing so well with the miles, I thought I'd just carry on. So I had only 1 day left to do. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned from my mistakes, and I'll see you on the next trip. Bye.